Vamos assistir aqui, ó. Shhh, apaga a luz.
Hello, and welcome to the Sea of Thieves 2022 preview event, where we're going to give you a first look at some of the new and exciting things coming to Sea of Thieves this year. We're going to be hearing from some of the members of the team here at Rare as they take you through our ambitious new plans for telling stories within the Sea of Thieves and how we plan to make the seas feel more alive.
A gente vai ver.
So stick around
A gente vai ver mais.
as
A
we
gente.
plot out the epic voyages ahead and delve deep into what's
Hey,
in store
John!
for Sea of Thieves in 2022.
Mano, onde que eu mudo mesmo a legenda, pai? Ah, só tem duas, F. As aulas de inglês faz falta? Faz mesmo, não fiz, né?
It's incredible to say that Sea of Thieves is bigger than ever. We've had over 25 million players play the game, and we recently announced that over 5
Salve,
million
cachorrada!
players
Seja todo
have
mundo
purchased the
bem-vindo.
game on Steam.
We started with the launch of Seasons back in January, which seems like such a long time ago now, and then went through to June.
Eu não vou ficar falando não, viu? Vamos assistir junto. Depois a gente fala.
Into our world, and it was such a great moment for us as a development team to keep it secret, to keep it a real surprise, to be able to introduce those characters and those stories into our world, and for it to just be so seamless and such a magical moment.
Ele tá falando que, né, que eles colocaram muita coisa nesse ano. Tipo os fantasmas, né, os mundos espirituais, os bichos loucos aí. E as histórias também do Sunken Kingdom.
Diving down deep below the waves, exploring these mysterious siren shrines.
Dale, cachorrada.
Identity and mysteries to unravel.
Obrigado, viu, primo?
Season 5 we had our Tools Not Rules update where we introduced so many different mechanics that have just really kind of
na última temporada, na temporada 5, eles colocaram mecânicas e outras formas da galera fazer tipo um RP, tá ligado? De interagir, de criar história e tudo mais. Tipo, deixar o jogo como se fosse um mundo real, assim, tá ligado? Com oportunidade de criação. E não só, tipo, aquela coisa massiva de você... O RP tá virando algo legal no Sea, porque tem recurso pra isso, é isso que ele quis dizer.
And alongside that, we've been running numerous live events throughout the year. With all that said, we still feel like there's something missing. We want to make the Sea of Thieves world feel like a richer, more dynamic place where every time you
Eles sentiram que tava faltando alguma coisa e eles queriam deixar o Sea of Thieves mais dinâmico para que você sempre tenha alguma coisa para fazer, independente do nível que você esteja, né? Tipo.
Alongside seasons as they are now, we're introducing two new ways that will be updating the game: adventures and mysteries. So firstly, adventures are story-driven live events. And these are released on a regular basis of one per month, typically lasting around 2 weeks.
Uma das partes são os eventos mensais, certo? Que tem todo mês.
Adventures will be more cinematic.
E as aventuras vão ser mais cinema. Olha isso! Olha Golden Saints!
And have more of an emotional attachment to the characters in Sea of Thieves.
We want to appeal to players' hearts, get them to care about these places, get them to care about these characters, because when they are put in situations of trouble.
Não, não é uma nova aventura, um evento mensal. E já tem.
We want to make players feel like they're part of this.
Eles querem que os players se sintam parte da história que está sendo criada no Sea of Thieves e não como se a gente estivesse só vivendo a lorota, tá ligado? A gente interagir com as áreas que estão sendo manipuladas pelas histórias. Olha lá, olha lá, olha quem é.
The first of which you'll see later in this preview event. Each season also features a special adventure.
Pode ser CPI, bugado, né?
Ó. Several story elements to a thrilling conclusion before the story then moves on in a new direction. And crucially, in key adventures, the community were responsible for the outcome of that story. Based on their actions and the choice they side with, the outcome of that story will be changed and the world will change forever, and that will become part of the ongoing storyline for Sea of Thieves. This is very much about players being at the heart of their ongoing storytelling in Sea of Thieves and being responsible for moving the world forwards.
Olha só, mano, Shipwreck Bay. Eles estão falando que, tipo assim, as mudanças no mapa vão ser global pra todo mundo. Então todo mundo vai sentir que tá vivendo a história do Sea of Thieves. Mano, eu tô arrupiado. Isso que eu já vi.
You know, teasing and hinting and looking at how people are solving this, are people figuring this stuff out, when's the right time to move this forward. But based on players really uncovering the kind of next stages of these mysteries. We've already seen little bits of this with some of the little stuff we've done in the past, like the runes and things, but this is going to be taking that to another level entirely.
Eles estão falando que essas paradas de runa, essas paradas de segredinho vão tomar um novo nível agora, tá ligado? Agora isso vai ser algo que, tipo, vai fazer parte de uma coisa que está acontecendo no SIA. E não tipo uma coisa tipo, uma runa ali, vamos tentar entender pro futuro. Agora é o futuro que eles... Entendeu?
Ghost stories certainly take inspiration from those kind of mysteries in other media.
I can't say too much about the stories we're going to expect from Mysteries, but I will say this. The first mystery is going to be involving players solving the murder of a well-known character in Sea of Thieves. So it's really exciting.
A primeira missão, a gente vai ter que meio descobrir um assassinato, é isso. Todos os eventos mensais vão fazer parte da lore principal, assim, não da lore principal das lorotas, enfim, mas tipo, vai fazer parte da história da mudança do Sea of Thieves. Então os eventos que a gente fizer vai ser pra modificar o Sea of Thieves mesmo, tá ligado? Tipo assim, é como se a gente estivesse junto, andando junto com o Sea of Thieves. Entendeu? E não fosse uma coisa isolada.
Every 3 months roughly, and they introduce new mechanics, progression, new rewards, new pirate emporium, new plunder pass, and the emissary ledgers are reset. So season 6, which kicks off in March, introduces a new mini raid experience, which is introduced by the way of sea forts.
There'll be 6
Olha só o que vai ser adicionado. Os fortes de Sea of Thieves vão ser 3 fortes.
Phantoms and sea fort captains in order to unlock the treasury and all the rewards inside.
Unlike the forts that already exist in the game, which are there to bring multiple crews together,
Cara,
sea forts are there to provide a more personal experience.
Mano, vai dar pra fazer muita coisa nisso. Você pode usar, você vai poder usar, tá ligado? Não é uma fortaleza que tá no mapa. É uma fortaleza tipo NPC PvE. É uma fortaleza que você pode simplesmente ficar ali, tá ligado? Ela tem proteção, ela tem lugar pra você ficar e tudo, tá ligado? Galera, isso daqui não é atualização. Isso aqui não é atualização. Isso daqui é o que está por vir no ano de 2022. Ó, esse daí é o de The Wilds, ó, por exemplo, ó. Cada um é diferente do outro. Mas eu acho que então... vai ter 3 nessas 3 regiões. Mas vai, claro, que vir nessas atualizações. Eu não sei o que vai vir nas atualizações. Brincadeira, sei sim. Esse daí é de Shores of Plenty. E esse daí, ó, é parte do lado de Plunder Valley. Olha isso, galera. Olha isso aqui.
We want it to look really well decorated, yet at the same time be functional as a playable area.
Tipo, é funcional esse lugar, entendeu? Você interage com ele todo.
Use that to the advantage and, stack up those phantoms and really, make use of your local environment to have the upper.
Mano, vocês podem usar pra tudo, pra qualquer coisa. Devia ter estacionamento pra chalupa, né? Mano, mas muito lindo, cara. Muito lindo. Olha isso, mano. Tem uma lareirinha ali, ó. Tem uns bagulho de garrafa, panela, prato. Pô, tem tudo, mano.
Ultimately, the reason why these sea forts, these naval stone sea forts, have found their way from the Sea of the Damned.
Sim, esse ano. Isso é desse ano. Nossa, vai vir pesado o RPzinho, hein? Olha isso daí.
We're also going to be introducing new Pirate Legend voyages, which are replayable, that will be different every time. They have a mix of challenges in there, so players can replay.
As missões vão ser diferentes, tá ligado?
And it will be something fresh and exciting each time.
Whether that's using new maps to uncover treasures,
não consigo nem comer.
Diving into the depths to explore shipwreck graveyards, or exploring onto haunted islands. Again, this is a big element of the ongoing
essa lanterna aí é de lorota.
2022. With pirate legends being responsible for this part of the story.
As lendas piratas vão ser responsáveis por partes da história. A lenda pirata, ela fica totalmente isolada da lore. Porque, tipo, é como se fosse a missão final você se tornar uma lenda, né? E agora vai fazer parte, tá ligado? Cara, isso é genial. Botar os emissários e as companhias junto do... Mano. Caraca, velho. Muito pog. Olha lá, ó.
Alongside all of these amazing things
Fechado.
that we're going to be introducing to the Sea of Thieves, we also know that there are questions, there is feedback that we have around certain areas of the existing game. Hit registration, which we know is an ongoing kind of question and concern. Spawn camping, or the solo experience, or even kind of lost data and lost progress when we have moments of issues with our live service. And so we're going to be doing a Sea of Thieves podcast specifically to talk about the kind of main hot topics that are ongoing as part of the Sea of Thieves community. So
Eles vão manter o podcast do Sea of Thieves para responder as perguntas e tudo mais.
We really want to take the time to talk about that in depth and at length.
So with our ambitious plans for the future, we are as committed as ever to make adventure the best experience it can possibly be. The goal with all of this is to make the Sea of Thieves feel like an ever-evolving, dynamic place.
Sea of Fortes e Pirata, Lenda Pirata, novas rotas, to play, progresso, expande roleplay na terceira temporada. Ali tem tudo que eles vão fazer em cada temporada. Eu tenho aqui para mostrar para vocês.
Part of that is redirecting our development efforts from elsewhere to ensuring that we're making the improvements that matter to adventure. So as a result of this, and with our plans in mind for the future, we've made the difficult decision to close Arena in Sea of Thieves. And it will be
to close Arena em Sea of Thieves.
It's pretty clear to us that majority of our players love to spend their time.
A gente vai falar disso depois.
And that comes across in the kind of data and the time spent in Arena itself. It's about 2% of our overall play time is spent in Arena, with the rest being spent in Adventure. So ultimately, it's pretty clear to us where the majority of our community, the majority of our players want us to spend our development time. And that is continuing to enrich the world of adventure, continuing to deliver amazing stories and moments and mechanics to our ever-growing community.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our incredibly passionate Arena community for showcasing that part of Sea of Thieves.
Eles vão estimular o PVP de uma outra forma dentro do Aventura. Até porque, se você notar o hall da arena, né? Ele tá dentro do Sea, né? E ele não interage com o mapa.
And that we're directing all of our efforts towards making the game as unique and special as possible. So following the events of a pirate's life, with that mysterious castaway coming to the Sea of Thieves world and opening a way to the Sea of the Damned, allowing pirates to adventure inside, this has been seen by all of our major characters in the Sea of Thieves world. And in many ways, this has started a magical arms race between the forces of a renewed Captain Flameheart and the pirate lord himself.
Renewed Captain Flameheart!
Forces that wish to do evil in the Sea of Thieves, they seek to control the Sea of the Damned, to destroy the veil between
Vai ter duas forças agora tretando.
bring them together. So let's take a first look at the cinematic trailer for our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
Eu acho que esse é o tema da próxima temporada, tá? Não sei se na verdade eu não sei, mas enfim, parece ser o primeiro lá.
But like the turning of the tide, all of that could change. I can feel it in my bones. Evil is stirring. The Sea of Thieves is once again under threat.
Então uma temporada que a parte dos fantasmas vão começar a interagir mais com a gente, tá ligado? Porque até então a gente só entrava lá no mapa do Jack, né? Que era o mundo espiritual, e agora começou a vir os fantasmas. Mas agora...
Heart seeks to regain his power. We must do all that we can to weather this storm. Only together can we protect what we all hold dear.
Are you done?
Olha só quem chegou.
Sit down, Ramsey. I'll handle this.
Mano, essa personagem aí é a mais pica do Sea of Thieves inteiro, tá? Mano, ela tá antes, muito antes do Senhor dos Piratas, tá ligado? Ela tem o símbolo. Ela tem o símbolo do Ferryman no peito, mano. Mano.
And to show you why we're so excited, we're going to take a close look now at our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
É o primeiro evento, então vai ser esse aqui, tá? Ele acabou de falar. Não, ela tá muito antes do Senhor dos Piratas.
Shrouded Island centers on golden sands and this mysterious fog that has rolled in. Players will be able to explore and abandon golden sands, learning more about what happened there.
So at this point in time, when the first adventure starts, we'll see that Flameheart has ominously retreated after all of this time in the Sea of Thieves. And at the same time, spectral activity is increasing. So one of the first things you'll see when you're taking part of these adventures is you're going to have Lorena speaking to you. You're going to have Lorena asking you to help out. And she is going to be sending you out to investigate Golden Sands.
Vai ter algo com a Larina, sim, ligado diretamente com esses eventos que estão acontecendo agora. Olha ele!
Its inhabitants are missing, and Lorena is going to task you first of all to investigate.
Tamo junto, meu lindo. Amo você, viu? Fique bem, sempre. Te cuida, lindão. Obrigado por tudo. Basicamente, esses espectros, eles chegam em Golden Sands e destrói tudo.
So, when you're doing it, you're sort of like, oh God, what am I doing to this place? But at the same time, it was kind of the perfect island to do it to, because it was so perfect and well loved. Everyone, that is the outpost.
What I really like about changing something that is pre-existing in the Sea of Thieves is that you can add history to an already existing area. When it comes to somewhere like Golden Sands, you can sort of play at the players' emotions because they love that area.
Falks?
I love that outpost.
Eu também, mano. Eu também. A gente vai se mantendo assim, iluminando o outro. Tamo juntos, viu, Leozinho? Manda um beijo pra turma.
The inhabitants of the island did not win that battle. They vacated the island, and this ghostly fog, the fog of the damned, has come and settled in over the island. Everything's very eerie, mysterious, and we really wanted to convey that kind of.
Eu sempre falo que eu vejo mais você pelo pelo Insta da sua irmã do que pelo seu mesmo. Chama no trem. Virou meio que uma fortaleza, né, de bem pobre, regaçaram tudo.
And I think that really symbolizes just the state that the outpost is in at this point.
For this first story and this adventure, I think the sort of tone and emotion we were trying to convey was foreboding. So for these sort of shrouded islands with the fog of the damned, we've used the fog music that we already have, but we've introduced these other elements with a day and
Então não vai ser mais um outpost? Mano, eu acho que não, porque as portas estão fechadas, né? Olha o Tudo Bigode aí. Pô, agora que eu vi o Bigode, porra. Eu tinha só lido a mensagem. Shipwreck Bay também, tá? Shipwreck Bay também, tá? Soul Flame Captain. Tá? Soul Flame Captain. Pica, tá?
And she was completely, as always, up to the challenge. She's used that first theme that we've been sort of framing the whole Adventure 1 in, but she's really cleverly sort of weaved it into her combat music. And it's a lot of complicated sort of time signatures and even the chords that are sort of syncopated.
Obrigadão, Júnior. Tamo junto, viu, querido? Obrigado pelos 2 meses.
Pace and sort of urgency.
So Belle has been in the Sea of Thieves world and stories for some time, but this is her first appearance within the game. And she comes from the Sea of the Damned, and unlike many of her characters, she's been around for hundreds of years.
Ela está por aí por centenas de anos, e ela sabe muita coisa sobre a parte espiritual ali da coisa, né? Ou seja, mano,
she has this necklace around her neck, which certain players might have noticed if you've got a keen eye, and that has a symbol on it which ties her into the Ferry of Damned. And she's appeared right now because there's a time of great need The pirate lord is in desperate need of help and she's come to save the day.
Simplesmente, ela só veio pro Sea of Thieves porque o Lorde Pirata, que é o Senhor dos Piratas, tá passando mal, tá ligado? É que ela é muito pica, tá ligado?
What I'm trying to convey with her theme was just sort of wondrous and quite majestic, I suppose, as well. And it's
Mano, ela é muito foda, velho. Ela é muito foda. Ela tá muito antes do Senhor dos Piratas, tá ligado?
I was trying to convey, I suppose, really.
Are you done?
Olha lá, ó.
Sit down, Ramsey. I'll handle this.
Sit down, Ramsey. Eu cuido disso. Fica de boa aí, padrinho. Deixa com a mamãe, que a mamãe vai botar esses caras pra mamar.
And this is just the start, really, of what's going to be a really exciting year for.
Pô, eu acho muito foda isso, velho.
It's going to be a real game changer.
I think for me, the most exciting thing about Adventures is this opportunity to tell an ongoing story at a regular cadence. We can tell a story that will give you those emotional highs, give you those.
Galera, a gente vai comentar tudo depois, tá? Eu vou responder todas as perguntas.
Where that story is going. It will make players feel at the heart of this progression of the world of Sea of Thieves. And also, players will be able to look back after.
Cara, mas ó, vou falar pra você, mano, é muito foda fazer parte disso, mano. Pra quem pegou o começo aí, ó, de Hips Redoubt, ver o jeito que tá agora, é que, mano, a gente não percebe, mas a gente tá vivendo todas essas mudanças, velho. Eu vou chorar.
Plans for the immediate future are incredibly exciting, with new adventures, ongoing mysteries, and exciting new experiences coming to the Sea of Thieves world.
So as we look to the future of Sea of Thieves, we are all in on this new approach with the existing seasons, but then doubling down with the adventures and the mysteries, but also continuing to evolve.
Tá virando um negócio, mano. Tá virando um negócio que, tipo assim, em 3 meses tem temporada, todo mês tem evento, e aí no meio disso vai ter mudanças no mapa, tá ligado? E aí, tipo, eu acho que cada vez mais a gente vai preenchendo, tá ligado? Agora...
With adventures,
hey,
mysteries, and seasons, the Sea of Thieves will feel more alive than ever and give you even more ways to play. And there's still plenty to share about what's coming throughout the rest of the year, but we'll save that for another time. Until then, keep a weather eye on the horizon, and I'll see you on the seas.